Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/relationships, where OP's cheating wife is now losing her mind because OP got a new girlfriend. Let's begin. I found my wife's secret Google account and I'm sick to my stomach. Posted by Reddit user Molasses Stock.
I, 36, met my wife Bailey, 33, 9 years ago through mutual coworkers and we hit it off immediately. I fell absolutely head over heels with this woman. She was everything I was looking for. I had gotten out of a toxic, dare I say abusive, long-term relationship right before that with a woman Bailey had been acquainted with, but not friends with. I had her blocked on everything and had no contact with her since breaking up. We got married right after the tail end of the pandemic, bought our first house together, and started trying to conceive. That was difficult because Bailey has PCOS, but last year she finally gave birth to our first daughter. I'm having a blast being a dad. It's kind of a dream come true. I finally got my happy life with my perfect wife. Until last Monday. My laptop's battery shit the bed, so I opened up Bailey's work tablet with an attached keyboard. You can set it up like a monitor to check on some tax stuff. She wasn't home, it was just me and the baby, but we've never asked permission to use each other's devices. We've always been open like that. There's nothing for us to hide. That's what I thought. When I opened up the internet, I noticed she had the incognito tab open. Never in a million years did I expect to discover what I did. My wife has a secret Google account with a photo album saved called 20, so I clicked on it. Did I discover an affair? Nudes? Nope. In this Google album were over 300 photos, 348 actually, of my ex.
Red flag!
The woman I was with right before I met Bailey. The woman who tormented me and made me feel worthless. The album said it was started back right around the time Bailey and I started dating, and was updated as recently as 2 weeks ago. The photos range from candid shots with family to pictures of her work functions. There were even pictures from her yearbook. I don't know how Bailey could have found her high school yearbook photos. Photos from vacations, ID photos from work, pictures of her in crowds, screenshots of videos, and screen recordings of videos. Just her. The other people in the photos would be scribbled out, or the photo would be cropped and zoomed in just on my ex. There were other disturbing things I found too. There was another album with just zoomed up pictures of my ex's hair.
Is that also a red flag?
Crimson.
Come to think of it, Bailey had recently started wearing her hair different and my ex had a very identifiable hair type. There was another album with screenshots of comments on social media. Of course I can't find them because I have her blocked. Like, Facebook groups she's in and public posts, and my ex is very low-key on social media. I can't imagine the lengths Bailey went to find them. My ex literally lives in another country now. There were also different links to the exact outfits she was wearing, like very specific blouses and trousers you'd have to really go looking for to find, a specific water bottle I remembered her purchasing, and identical hiking boots and sandals. So basically, my partner of almost a decade has been single white femaling my ex-girlfriend, has secretly stalked her to the point of buying her exact clothes and changing her hair, and now I'm starting to realize Bailey's new interests over the years were just my ex's. Bailey has turned herself into my ex. Everything feels like a lie. Our love feels like a lie. The things we share feel like a lie. I threw up and had a panic attack. I looked at our daughter and felt betrayed. I haven't confronted her yet. I don't know if I want to. I want to run away with our daughter. I want to print out all her pictures, leave them on the table, and disappear. I don't know what to do. I just want to throw up.
Yikes, OP. This sounds like an opening paragraph of a post in r/no sleep. God damn. Anyways, as hard as this will be, the only option here is to sit her down and ask what the hell is going on. Don't let her gaslight you by bringing up that you snooped on her phone. Yes, you did. Don't deny it. But didn't you just say that both of you have no problem checking each other's devices? And even if there was a problem, that doesn't compare to her cyber-stalking your abusive ex and imitating her looks. That's weird. That's creepy. And I can't even begin to imagine why she would do that. And now for today's second story. My wife knew she wanted a divorce for 3 months before telling me. How usual is this? Posted by Reddit user Blindsided.
This journal entry or email that I probably won't send describes my situation pretty well. I can wrap my head around the fact that you were unhappy in our relationship. I can wrap my head around the fact that you were considering ending the relationship. I can't wrap my head around the fact that there were just hints of it during fights and no real conversation about it. I can't wrap my head around the fact that we didn't at least try 5 to 10 sessions of couples therapy. I can't wrap my head around the fact that you knew your decision for 3 months before telling me. I think it'd be different if we were dating for a year or two, but we've been together for 11 years, lived together for 10, married for 8, and have a child together. It just doesn't seem like the kind of relationship that you just end without discussion or effort. It seems like this relationship is a big deal and it's not being garnered the care and respect that it's due. But I guess at the end of the day, anyone can end a relationship for any reason. I think the crux of the issue with our relationship has been me being too self-centered and too hung up on guilt to really take accountability for my actions. And I own that. I have tried hard, but I haven't been a great partner. Just in January I quit cannabis and I feel like my mental health, reliability, and ability to be a partner have increased massively. I was really looking forward to the ways I could be a partner where I hadn't been before. Then about 2 to 3 weeks later I was blindsided with the news that my wife wants a divorce and has known since October. She has mentioned divorce before during fights, but it never really got a sit-down discussion. Maybe I was just being blind to how unhappy she was. Maybe she was doing a poor job of communicating. In any case, I fought the decision for a month or so, but now I've accepted it and am doing my best to give her what she wants and be amicable, and that includes no rehashing old stuff and trying to convince her to stay in the relationship. But I'm still trying to process, and some perspective may help me. Is this a usual pattern of someone slowly falling out of love and not realizing it till it's too far gone? Edit. I hear everything everyone is saying. It's hard to hear and hard to admit, but I take it to heart. I think I just never properly grew up and maintain a childish attitude towards things. I recognize how self-centered I am in writing the above. It's just something I've never properly been able to get past. I go to therapy, I work on myself. I guess it's just a journey and it's not over yet. Thank you, everyone.
So she has been telling you for years that she was unhappy and kept mentioning divorce in arguments. But I guess you didn't think she would actually do that, and anything short of serving you divorce papers wasn't taken seriously. Now you act surprised that she finally had enough? Seriously, OP? But of course, there might be another story here. So here's another perspective from your creepy Uncle PattSun. Maybe I may have just become cynical over the years covering stories like these, but have you tried digging a bit further? I mean, on her side of the coin, women don't usually just abruptly decide to leave their current partner without a backup plan. But regardless, do better next time, man. And now for today's final story. I cheated on my husband and now I suspect he's seeing another woman. Posted by Reddit user ThrowRA Bad Wifey.
I know I did something awful and disgusting, and when I couldn't take the guilt anymore, I cut off my affair partner and confessed everything to my husband. He got more upset and depressed than angry, and I begged for him to not divorce me. I proposed counseling, therapy, even allowing him to have sex with other women, but he wasn't interested. He said he wanted to try to work us out, and I jumped in being the best wife a man can ask for. I cook his favorite dishes, leave him loving notes, and bought new lingerie to entice him. His reactions are lukewarm at best. He smiles and thanks me, but not once has he said he loves me since I have confessed.
By the end of this, you are going to be crying like a little bitch.
He barely initiates anything and I basically have to push myself on him, not that he complains. Sometimes we talk about this, but I think I still lost the man I love. His behavior with me feels very artificial and nothing changes his facade. I can be playful, I can be sad, I can get angry, and I can get seductive. His reaction is always this stupid smile and polite words. He was so emotional and sincere before all of this happened. I want him to let out his true emotions with me, even if he hates me. I still love him so much. What can I do to fix this? TLDR, I cheated on my husband. He didn't get angry and is always kind to me, but I feel he's become indifferent to me. Now for OP's first update. He knows I cheated. We didn't separate and I begged him to not divorce and let me fix this. He agreed, but his behavior since my confession has basically been one of indifference. Like I wrote on my last post, I do my best to be the best wife he could ask for. I cook his favorite foods, get him gifts, screw his brains out every night. He just smiles and thanks me. He acts kind and never yells at me, but I feel his icy indifference under that mask of courtesy. 2 weeks ago, he started coming home late, very late, and when he does he just goes to bed. I asked him what's going on, and he told me in the kindest way possible that it's not my business. I call him when he stays out and he picked up only once. I heard a woman laughing in the background. I am starting to think he is cheating back on me. It fucking hurts. If he told me, at least I would do my best to stomach it. I deserve this after all, but he won't tell me. He just shuts me out. A common friend told me she spotted him in a car with a woman she didn't recognize, and this felt like a stab in the heart. She said she couldn't describe her exactly because she wore big sunglasses, but she recognized my husband because of his particular taste in neckties. They were talking, but my friend said that from their position, it looked like they were holding their hands or one of them was touching the other's lap. I don't know what to do. If he is having an affair, I deserve it, but I need to know. The uncertainty is killing me. Should I confront him? Should I try to find out more? TLDR, I cheated on my husband. Now I think he's cheating back. And now, for OP's update. He left me. I did as you guys said and begged him to talk to me. He didn't want to, but I cried and yelled so much I puked all over. He got softer with me. He helped me clean up and we talked. I asked him if he was cheating on me and he said he was talking with someone, but didn't do anything with her. I asked if she was the woman my friend saw him with. He thought on it a little but said no, it was another woman whom he met a month ago in his office. I asked him how could he and said I gave him permission, and he didn't do anything besides unloading his problems and our situation with her. But he played it like he was having a full affair so I could feel what he felt, especially because according to him, I neglected him and made it obvious I was cheating on him. He said he was suffering and I was almost rubbing it in his face. I told him I wasn't doing it on purpose and he said this was even worse, because I didn't care at all. He said that everything I did after confessing meant nothing and just made him think I am selfish, self-centered, and lack any sort of self-respect. I asked him if we could work on myself in our marriage, but he said we can have counseling to sort ourselves out, but the marriage is over. He said he wishes no ill on me, and decided to cut his charade because he could no longer bear the woman he once loved suffer like that, but he said I am no longer that woman. I started sobbing again and he held me, but he kept saying no when I asked him to work this out. I asked him what he was going to do and he's moving out. He already found a new place. I asked him if he was going to live with that woman and he said he won't, but she was close enough. I asked him how he could pick a total stranger he met a month ago over his wife of 5 years.
Every word you just spoke has made me violently angry. Oh, great! Now I'm agreeing with Sal!
He said his wife of 5 years no longer exists. He has to pick between two strangers and that woman made a much better impression on him. I told him he was a fool and he could not know this woman will probably use and dump him. He got harsh and said she's better than me for sure. He said he won't say to our families our marriage ended because I cheated, but because we grew apart, and that he will leave the house to me as long as I make the divorce smooth. But if I try to take him to the cleaners, drag it out, or cause any problem, he will tell everyone what I did and destroy me and my reputation. This happened yesterday and he has already packed up almost everything. I can't stop crying and I can't believe this is happening. This is horrible and unfair.
Wow, like a bitch.
And that's what Frieza said.
How fucking selfish can one person be? OP, you asked him how could he leave you for another woman he just met. Bitch, you were sucking off other men behind his back. And now you say this is unfair? Have you even once in your pathetic life thought of someone else other than yourself about what you did to him? That even if he divorces you, even if you're the asshole who ruined the marriage, you will still get at least half of everything that he has ever worked for in his entire life. How fucking dare you play the victim? If you even have an ounce of humanity left, do not take anything from him in this divorce and just go away. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.